CapstarBank.com. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hey guys, if you've noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive, it could be low T. Schedule your health assessment at Low T Center, where they now offer the convenience of monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for only $155 a month cash pay or covered by most health insurance. If you don't live near a Low T Center or just need the convenience of at-home treatment, Low T Center makes it easy to get started on treatment. Only your first 2 visits are in person. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE's downtown Murfreesboro office on North Walnut is closed now, and their staff from that location have been relocated to the new central office on New Salem Highway. So get assistance or make payments there, or at their St. Andrews Drive location of Middle Tennessee Electric. Time to catch up with James Price of the Better Business Bureau, who joins us here in studio today, and lots of cool things to talk about. The BBB's been busy, Writers' Night and all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah, man. It's like it's nonstop these days. And talking about nonstop, the scammers are nonstop.
Oh, of course they are.
And a couple weeks ago, we talked about, college students, and they needed to be careful about what's going on out there, apartments and that kind of stuff. Well, we got a new one that came out. This is probably not new, but it's a good reminder for college students about trying to get jobs while you're in school. And so a lot of college students are looking for flexible part-time jobs, something to help with school expenses. They have to have money to get supplies and gas. Of course, none of them need party money. I don't think that's out there. But you got to watch out for scams along the way, because these scammers know that you're looking to get some extra money to help you through college. So here's how some of these scams work. So this is just one in particular. You get an email to your school email address, and it encourages you to apply for a job. It looks like the scam could come from your school or your professor or the placement office, just anything at the school. And maybe even a specific professor you just signed up with a class with, or maybe another one in the college. It may be anything from pet sitting to mystery shopping. It could be an assistant in the college. Perfect stuff for a college student. And it's flexible. Hey, we can work around your schedule. So, hey, I'm going to apply for this job. And that's when things start getting weird and strange. The employer hires you without an interview. They send you a check, and you deposit, and before you do any work. And, of course, the instructions, one of them says, well, purchase some gift cards and money orders. Okay, red flags right away. Have we ever talked about gift cards on this show? Yeah.
It's the biggest of the red flags, isn't it?
Right. Prepaid debt cards, supplies you'll need for the job. And then, the rest of the money that you don't spend, it's yours, So, however, the check's fake. It could take weeks for the bank to figure out that it's fraud. And by then, of course,
the money's spent and the gift card's bought, right?
Right. And now you own the bank. Yeah. So, here's an experience. One student said, I received a message from my school email about a job opportunity with a professor. I reached out to the number, was asked for my resume, non-school email address. When I asked a question about the position, I was told the school would pay for my expenses, and I would have the materials from them. They asked what bank I use, how I could deposit checks into my account. When I asked for my professor's email, that person said, "Oh, I am the professor." However, when I reached out to the professor personally, he wasn't looking for an assistant. And so
Scam.
Yeah, scam. Another one, received a job offer, thought was from the school, was sent 2 checks for $1,650 each, took the cash out, and was instructed to buy Bitcoin, which is just as bad as gift cards about you're not going to see your money back.
Yeah.
And then, of course, sent them the receipt. The next day, the checks bounced, overdrafted my account. The rest is history. So, how do you avoid these? One, do your research. Before you say yes to any job, research the company that wants to hire you. Does the company have a professional website, legitimate contact? Search for what others are saying about their experience with the company. Do an internet search with the employer's name and word scam to see if there are any reports involving job scams.
Okay.
Watch out for red flags. Scammers often send emails, many typos, grammatic errors. They offer to hire you without an interview or even pay you before you've done any work. None of those a good business would do.
And Bitcoin and prepaid debit cards and gift cards and stuff. Yeah, those are big red flags.
Look at the email address, see if it matches the domain used by the company or the school in this case. Be alert to Gmail business email addresses. A lot of businesses use Gmail, so that's not, it's a totally red flag. It could be a yellow or an orange flag, but, a lot of businesses use Gmail. Never send money to strangers. Never send funds, cash, checks, gift cards, wire transfers to somebody you don't know or haven't met. No legitimate company is going to ask you to pay them to get a job. And then be wary about some positions. Some of the jobs are more likely to be scams such as mystery shopping, secret shoppers, work from home jobs, receiving and shipping packages and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, just students, you just need to be careful. It's not the class you take in college, but maybe they need to start offering one.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, being a college student, you're talking about $1,600 in that one example. I mean, that's a lot of money for a college
that's $1,600 times two.
Times two. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, you're in big trouble.
That's too much money. Yeah, for sure. So be careful with all that employment scams targeting college students. One of the scams that we're going to take a look at here today with James Price of the Better Business Bureau, BBB. Another is pretty close to a lot of things that go on here in this area. Of course, Middle Tennessee is football crazy.
Yes. And we were just talking about this before we came on the air about, hey, the scam is, if you want to watch high school games, be aware of sports streaming scams. And you were saying that there's even more than sports streaming scams. There's ticket scams. There's all kinds of scams coming up for our high schools in this area. I mean, so the scammers, they're all over this. So, the scammers are on top of this, especially, they kind of dreamed this up during COVID too. Because, sometimes during those games during COVID, maybe they were playing the game, but they weren't allowing people in. There could have been all kinds of stuff that goes along with that. Some schools are restricting entry to certain events, so they turn to online streaming of games so that people can watch from the comfort of their living room while those attendance restrictions or until they're lifted, and the schools are still streaming games. Unfortunately, the scammers are following right along with this. The scammers aim to capture personal information, credit cards, social security number, as fans log in and to watch their teams play. And so, I was kind of asking about this a little while ago. I mean, how many high schools around here are actually streaming games?
It is the majority of those on various platforms, and during the pandemic, everyone went to not a paper ticket. It was, you purchase your tickets online. Now I think they've reverted back to some of that, but once you do a digital online, here's your ticket kind of purchase thing, more people than not are going to use that, especially the younger kids. So they're definitely seeing that. And so you'll see, purchase tickets, and they'll throw this on Twitter and there'll be a link, but every now and then you'll see on Twitter, hey, this is the real link to get your tickets. So you know that someone's up to something nefarious.
Right. And this is the real link could mean that it's really not the real link.
Well, that's true. Yeah. But these came from the school accounts. I mean, they would say, there's been some suspicious links out there to get tickets. This is the official place to get them.
So go to the school's website was what you're saying.
Yeah. On their socials usually is where they put the links out to it.
Yeah. So if you want to watch a high school football game, or like a softball game or a tournament, anything that the school's doing, there can be links for those out there. So, what's going to happen is these you'll see these links come through where they're trying to promote this, and the next screen's going to ask you for, hey, well, you're going to have to sign up for the streaming service. So you got to enter your name and your email, and then they ask you for your credit card, and maybe even for more information, Social Security number. They'll get as much as they can, as much as you're willing to give them. So, these scammers, they infiltrate social media all the time with links and fake streams. The post will tag the schools involved and make it look like it's legitimate. The scammers hope that the would-be viewer inputs their information, pays to watch the event, and the consumer doesn't get to watch the game because the scammer has not set up the stream, or maybe the school doesn't even have streaming.
Right.
And so instead, whatever the data that you've entered, now you've been compromised, and you might have actually even paid for something that you had there was nothing there to begin with. So BBB reminds consumers, do your research before you want to watch some of these high school events or any event,
sure, as
far as that goes. Be diligent about where you find the information about the contest going on. There was somebody up in Illinois. This is fake streaming links posted a social media account. They lure unsuspecting fans in. On Twitter especially, take notice of the account names and photos, which may seem random, and look at their follower and following numbers. This person up in Illinois said, low follower accounts indicate the account is likely just started. Look at the content of the post, and as much as most are nothing but tweets, and they're to stream games. So last year, the state associations that oversaw high school athletics in New Mexico, Indiana, and North Carolina issued warnings about these fake streams. And so if we haven't seen them here in Middle Tennessee, it's just a matter of time before they get in. I mean, this is fresh ground for them. We haven't been here yet.
Sure. Well, and especially if it's a game, that you're a team in East Tennessee and you're coming to Middle Tennessee to play a game, and the people back in East Tennessee maybe don't know the official school account where that link is and things, and so that would be one place to be very wary if you were looking at another school's streaming options. I guess.
Or you're from here and we're going to
right.
So here's some tips to be safe. Research any website before paying any money or any information. Click the company's BBB business profile at bbb.org. Pay by credit card whenever possible. You need to, if you need to challenge the payment, check the site's security settings on its URL web address. It should should have that HTTPS or the little lock on there to make sure that it's a good website. And be cautious before clicking, through the links, including social media posts, unsolicited text messages, or email. Clicking on unfamiliar links can place you at risk for malware, identity theft, and more. Sports is a big business out there.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about that just earlier, about how the rules have changed over the last couple of years for college sports, and the scammers are no different. They realize that, like pets, sports is one of those things that people get very, very passionate about. And so anything people are passionate about, scammers are going, well, there's a little bit of passion behind this. How can we exploit that through scamming opportunities?
Yeah.
So
well, it's definitely some very good information here. All of the tips that you passed along about streaming and following links and all that, that's good advice for anything there. And just a quick word here about Scam Tracker. Check out Scam Tracker, and if you know of a scam going on, put that out there so our neighbors know that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
James, as always, it's been fun. You got anything here in the last 20 seconds or so?
If you're interested in going to Songwriters Night, it's September 29th at the Factory in Franklin. There's just a couple days left here where you can get tickets, and they're going to shut off the ticket sales. So it's highly successful so far, and we're expecting some 3 good songwriters out there. So come on down.
Awesome. Good stuff. James Price with the Better Business Bureau joining us, and you can go to gobbb.org to find out information there. Thanks for joining us here this morning, right here on Rutherford Issues.
Greetings, friends. This is Lenny Farmer with the Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home in Murfreesboro. If you ever had to deal with the final arrangements of a loved one, funerals are both